Hi, everybody. It's April 28th. Welcome to Immigration Talk, episode 21. We have great information coming today about the Uniting for Ukraine program, a special program that President Biden and his administration put out to help the people in Ukraine who are affected by the gruesome war that's going on there to be able to come here. And the idea is that you have someone in the United States. We have Anna Sergeeva, a Russian speaking associate here at the firm, which can be a big help if you're a Russian speaker. English isn't as your first language. It's a great attorney to have a talk that really cares, and so I really appreciate having her on the team. So we're going to jump into it. Before we start, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe wherever you're watching this, and feel free to leave a comment. We'll try our best to respond there. But we're on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, all these different places, Facebook. You can check us out there. So Anya, thanks for coming on. Let's just jump into it. Let's say I'm I am me, and my cousin is in Ukraine, and the war is affecting her, and we want to bring her here. What is the first thing I need to do to get in on this Uniting for Ukraine program?
Well, first thing, you need to decide if you want to be a sponsor.
Okay. What
So,
does it mean to be a sponsor? Yeah. What does it
well,
require?
yeah, you have to be either U.S. citizen, lawful permanent resident, or be in like lawful non-immigrant status. ISA paralease, and others like TPS holders also qualify too for
Cool.
that. First thing is to determine if you are within those categories. For example, like some people will not qualify. Not everyone who is in the United States will qualify to be a sponsor.
Okay. So I guess most people are going to be citizens or green card holders for the most part. Then there's some nuances.
Right.
But okay. So I need to submit a form probably to the government. What is that form? What does it ask of me to do?
It's called I-134. The process is online filing only.
Hmm.
Okay, and the sponsor, and they called it supporter, so they changed terminology a little bit,
Yeah.
but we'll still call it a sponsor just for easier understanding. So sponsor start this program. Sponsor first thing is for the sponsor is to open USCIS online account on the USCIS website and go from there.
Okay. So a sponsor. I'm going to go online. Could a lawyer help me with this?
Well, technically yes, because there is a preparer section. Even though the sponsor will be doing it through their own online USCIS account, but for example, if an attorney helping the sponsor out, yes, they just gonna put there is a preparer section where we're gonna input our details as attorney details there. So technically,
You know,
yes.
what they did is because online they said the attorney can't like submit petition for you, the paperwork for you, which means the attorney's not going to get copies of documents, which is annoying that they did that. They probably should get sued about that, but we'll see what happens. But okay, so we get this form. Maybe the lawyer helps us, maybe doesn't. But we filed this application, and we're going to go over what they want in the application, how much information, what kind of information, and then saying what happens after that. But okay, so we're filling out this application. I'll bring my cousin in. What kind of paperwork and what kind of information do they want from me?
Well, for the most part, they want a lot of financial information about both the sponsor and the beneficiary and your cousin.
Hmm.
So they want to know, uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they want to know where you work, how much money you have. They want to know about the assets, both the sponsors' assets and beneficiaries' assets. So they want to know all that, and part of the this process is that you have to prove that you have financial ability to sponsor someone. So you
Yeah.
would need to show your IRS transcript for the previous year. You also may show your employment records and
Hmm.
letter from the bank, like bank statements. For some reasons, it's not going to be enough. They want to like a real statement signed by the officer, but by the bank representative, yes,
Yeah.
saying that you have certain amount of funds on your bank account. Yes, and it has to be like something readily available, like probably cash, or like for example, if you work, like you have pay stubs, you can show that.
So, I kind of understand where they're coming from because they're not going to give immediate work permits to people who get this process. So the cousin who's coming in, it's not going to get work immediately. Maybe they'll get second options or options later. They want to make sure the U.S. person paid for it. Usually, the best way is to have someone who makes a living here, who has a regular income, as opposed to assets. But it's all usable. Is there a minimum they've provided that could say like I need to make this much money or have this much money before I could do this, or have they made that public?
Well, they specifically didn't mention any of that, but taking into account that this is I-134 form, and for example, we do I-134 form for our, say, K1 fiancé cases, right? And usually it's 100% of the poverty guidelines, but I'm not sure if it's going to be this case specifically for this program, if it's going to be 100% or 125%. So it's not clear yet.
To give you an idea of what these guidelines are for at these levels. So if you're one person, you're bringing in one person, 100% of the poverty guidelines would be 18,310. But let's say you're married and you're bringing your cousin, three people. There's you, the spouse, and the cousin. That's $23,030. Let's say you're single, but you're bringing your cousin, his wife, and or her husband, and the kid. Then it's four people total. Like you're gonna be looking at 27,750. There's a website called there's a web page within USCIS.gov called I-864 I-864P. If you put that in Google, I'll say it again, I-864P HSS poverty guidelines. You'll see a chart there that could help you out. So, all right, so you're making enough money. You submit this form. You may get a request for evidence asking for more documents. You got to keep an eye on that by logging into the site constantly and make sure that's there. But had they given information about what happens once they say you make enough money, how long does that take? And then what happens after that?
So we don't know yet, but because it's online application and there is immediate need, for to help these people, to come to the United States. So we hope and anticipate that it's going to be fairly short process, but again, uh, exactly how much time it's going to take, we don't know.
Yeah, and one deal is there's only 100,000 the number of people that they were accepting to this program.
Well, they say that this program is part of this 100,000 that Biden announced that that US gonna welcome 100,000 of Ukrainian.
There
Uh,
may be limits on it, so really starting soon, getting in as soon because you don't want to fill up the numbers. They may increase it; they can do whatever they want, really.
yes,
But we'll see how much demand there is on because like not everyone in Ukraine could find some in the U.S. This is a big thing to sponsor somebody. Essentially, they can move into your house and you're gonna pay for them. So it's like we're already in inflation here. It's tough enough time to take care of yourself. Just add a family, it's gonna be hard. But at the same time, they're going through war. It's nothing like going through inflation in the United States. So God bless you if you're gonna do this. But okay, so you submit the forms, is approved hopefully fast, and then what happens with the cousin? What do they need to do? Is that made even clear yet? Have we talked about that yet?
so a little bit, yes. So after the I-134 form got approved by USCIS, then the beneficiary, your cousin, basically, yeah, will receive an email from USCIS with further instructions. So I assume that there will be something else, some additional maybe application that Ukrainian beneficiary will have to fill out. Again, we don't know yet, or there will be probably this like attestations, that because part of the thing is that you have to be fully vaccinated, like measles, polio, and COVID-19, uh, right? And beneficiary would need to attest to that they have already all that. I think for COVID, it's at least one dose will also work, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Yes, and so we don't know yet how this step two will look like. That will be on the beneficiary's part. But from what words they use, from how it generally looks like, it's gonna be um, something looking like ESTA, maybe something like that. Um, some
That's
kind
the
of,
lead visa program for some countries. You just quickly apply for permission to visit the United States. So
yeah.
one quick thing, we know these beneficiaries, these people that are abroad. If it's approved and they're coming here, as a tip, make sure they bring their original birth certificate, marriage certificates, divorce certificates, military records, and birth certificates. I've surprised that already. The children's birth certificates. Bring all these original documents because it's going to be impossible for you to get them once you're here. And once they're here, who knows what kind of new programs they're going to have, and they're going to ask for this stuff. So have paperwork of everything. Have paperwork of what country they were in, where they went to, documentation of flights. You never know when you need paperwork to prove stuff. So having that stuff handy, both a copy that you email to yourself or keep in a Dropbox link or something like that, but also the originals with the beneficiaries. So they have that on hand so they can send that or show that to U.S. immigration officers, whoever's needed. You don't want to get caught off guard and not be able to get a benefit later because you're missing your original birth certificate.
Yes, this is a very good tip for future future, because we don't know. Again, this program is temporary program. It's something given. Again, this is not automatic. It's on case by case basis, and even if like you're approved online in this online system, still when the beneficiary, when your cousin will come to the United States, still it will be up to the CBP, Customs and Border Protection Officer, to decide to let them in the country, to parole them. And they're saying that it can be up to 2 years, right? So maybe for some people they will be given 2 years, for some people they will be given a year. Um, it's not,
And who
it's
knows?
not.
Maybe they'll put a new TPS. Like by that time they come here, there'll be a new TPS or a new special thing. They do this stuff all the time. So just be really prepared for this and jump on it. It's important. If you want to get the help of our offices, particularly, it's best to just contact Anya because she speaks Russian too. So you could she read Russian and talk Russian. I mean, obviously Ukrainian is own language, but there's a big influence because of history. Email her at anna@jqqlaw.com, ANNA@jqqlaw.com. And subscribe and watch us on our YouTube channel, our Facebook channel, all these different channels. Anya, do you have any parting words to leave people that are going to be using this United for Ukraine program?
Um, well, one thing is that there's no automatic, as you mentioned already, there is no automatic work authorization. And
Yeah.
someone who's coming here under this program, they will when they are here, they will apply actually for this work authorization. And again, we don't know how much time it's going to take. So expect that you will not be able to work for some time. And again, we
Yeah.
don't know how much time it would be. Yeah.
Yeah, and so getting a social security number may be a hassle. You might be able to apply for a social security number once you're here with parole and go to the social security office, and then you may be able to get a driver's license based on that. But it depends on the local social security office. Depends on the local DMV. It just gets kind of messy. But overall, it's doable, and a couple thousand people at least are going to be saved. Their lives are going to be saved on this. So it's something you got to jump on. And as Anja said, there's no filing fee for the I-134. It seems. Who knows if they'll sneak a fee in somewhere later on down the line, but probably not. Just get it in. So if you want to support people, it might not be a cousin. There's a lot of organizations here that want to help people from Ukraine. You can get in on this. So definitely jump on it and support these people that are going through hell right now. It's much appreciated. Thank you, Anya, so much for your help, and you've been working really hard for the Ukrainian community every week. So many hours. It's incredible, and you look great for a person that's talking to people that are in war torn situations every day, all day. So I'm glad you're.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really hard at the very beginning. It was really hard to just cope in with that. But unfortunately, now we see that this war is still going, and it's
You know,
yeah.
well, thank you
Just
so much, Anya. All right, everybody, if you're interested, again, email Anya at anna@jqqlaw.com, ANNA@jqqlaw.com. Hope to see you all next Immigration Talk. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.